International Development Agency are supporting the ECRI project. They advanced reasons why West Africa has to follow the global trend.
More than 10 years ago, the energy issue, look at the Earth Summit in Rio de Janeiro, it was not even mentioned there. The energy issue was not an issue at the international level. Today we can see that we are much further. We have the energy issue, which is in our real concern. MDGs do not necessarily set energy as being as an issue, but we all know to achieve most of the MDGs, the Millennium Development Goals, we need to approach the issue of energy, and therefore, in my government's approach, is why we congratulate the seat ECOWAS for its far-sightedness, and the government of Austria is therefore here for supporting this political will of the ECOWAS member states. We think this is very important to move forward, to show that it is possible not only at the national but also at the international level to create conditions which are helpful to move forward the energy issue at international level. I think this is what is one of our major concerns. We're very pleased to see that the ECOWAS Center, ECRI, is established here in Cape Verde, because we see that Cape Verde has a strong commitment for new and renewable energy and energy efficiency.
And we think that the creation of this center is a great idea to develop the technology that in future will help the population in this area. This is why Spain has contributed not only with the sum of 7 million euro to be spent in plans for the next 5 years, but also put to the disposition of the CDAO and the center in particular all the technology that has been already proven in Canary Islands. This is a last generation technology and resources, and having renewable sources of energy, we are in front of a need and we have to face it. The sooner the better.
First, I think we have to develop a knowledge base. Okay, what exists, what doesn't exist, because currently it's a private sector or government just do it as they like, whatever they like. Now, what we'd like to do in ECOWAS regions, countries that involved, we like to have every country a basis for information. Where do we stand in terms of renewable? Some studies is done. We're not going to reinvent the wheel. First and foremost, most important is where we stand in terms of renewable energy. You see, so when you say renewable energy, you're not talking about the solar panels and the wind and all that. We are talking about final aim is economic development for rural population. You know, grids are all over the place. You see the grids in Nigeria, but there are thousands and millions of people who is not accessing to the grid because they focus on some industrial zone and somebody where they have a big factory. For some people who need energy so badly, you know, they don't have the access. So decentralized, off-grid, renewable energy. Renewable energy, what do you mean? It's cheaper. And then the materials is available locally. Either it's a water or biomass or slaughterhouse waste or wood chips or husk from the rice. You can turn them into energy with the materials locally available, and you save a lot of money importing diesels, importing kerosene from abroad. We provide technical, we provide operational support. We are like two brothers. ECRI is a body based on ECOWAS. This is ECOWAS project, an ECOWAS institution. You need help through ECRI and serve the member state through ECRI on a number of issues, like helping them design project, but some time is limited and the resource is limited. So we may go for all the ECOWAS members to come up, for example, come up with some common pilot project in each and every country. But you have to assess what is being done in the country. There are ample opportunities on renewable energy. This is the game. Look, there are $140 billion spent last year on renewable energy in the world, and 75% come from developed countries. And then, of course, another 25%, they say European countries, maybe it is Brazil, China, India, and all that. ECOWAS, hey, don't get left behind on this, because this is the game that's being played in the next decades or two.
ECOWAS has come up with 5 thematic programs to address the challenges and barriers to market penetration of renewable energy and energy efficiency technologies and services in the West African community. A tailored policy framework and quality standards.
Renewable energy equipment come into this region like any other commodity where you have to pay import duties, tax here and there and things like that. This is what we try to see how best we can get the member states to remove these taxes. There is nothing like a policy mandating electricity generators to produce part of their electricity from renewables. So they are free. They all look for the easy way which they are used to and they don't want to do anything new. This is policy initiatives that we can bring about to boost the development of this technology.
Facilitate capacity building.
We're supposed to organize training and workshops to raise the capacity of technical and non-technical staff, members of the region, to know how to put these these technologies together. Apart from our office that we have, we're also going to have a workshop, a training workshop, dedicated primarily for that alone. And we are also working with our partners to introduce master's and PhD degree courses for interested students who want to pursue a further degree in renewables. These are all things that we'll be doing. That's the first item that we're looking at, and we have cooperation with a lot of technical institutions like the Technological Institute of the Canary Islands, the Spanish Institute for Renewable Energy and Environment. We have such links who run even masters and PhD courses. They do research, they do a lot. And we have links with for the Canary Islands, for instance, we already got an agreement to send 2 people per year. We're going to arrange with Spain. We're going to arrange with other people and see how many people we can send out for the long-term courses while we do the short-term courses at home and get a lot of knowledge built up in the region.
Advocacy, awareness raising, knowledge management and networking.
There is a changing trend in this technology. Things are different. 5 years ago, the cost of renewables is not the same as it is today. 5 years ago, the state of maturity and the variety of technologies available are not the same as today. There have been a drastic change. Drastic change. The prices have more than halved. But people out there do not still know. So now this is the case where we have to bring it out and show people that these things you are seeing is no more as it was before. It's different today. We are very happy that Cape Verde has taken a bold initiative to construct renewable energy plants here and there, including solar PV parks, wind farms in 4 islands and things like that. These ones are going to serve as a living laboratory for the rest of the sub-region, where we bring people, we can bring them to the project developers. They can tell them how they went about it all, how much it costed, and how it is operating. It becomes a living laboratory.
Implementation of renewable energy programs and projects, and implementation of energy efficiency programs and projects.
We build up a network of national focal institutions in each country of ECOWAS. That means later on these focal points will be responsible to implement the activities what the Secretariat is also mobilizing, the funds which the Secretariat is mobilizing. This is very crucial for the function of the Secretariat, but also that we have very good projects which have a major impact in the countries.
ECOWAS has a mandate to mobilize funds for the creation of renewable energy and energy efficiency markets. Specifically, it is to remove the barriers to market penetration of technologies in renewable energy and energy efficiency.
We're trying to build up what we call a credit line. A credit line. For now, we're talking about $170 million with the Brazilians. If we build this credit line, this is money available to investors in renewable energies that they can take at low interest rates, so that just to reduce the upfront cost of investment.
ECOWAS will be governed by an executive body and a technical committee. The executive committee will have one representative each of the ECOWAS Commission, ECOWAS Energy Ministers, ECOWAS Environment Ministers, each donor, one energy expert from the region, and the executive director of ECOWAS. The executive board will be responsible for strategic policy guidance and monitoring of ECOWAS. The technical committee has 3 experts from the ECOWAS Commission, 2 experts from ECOWAS member states, 1 expert from each core contributing donor, 1 expert from energy training or research institution, and 1 representative each from the West African Power Pool (WAP) and the Electricity Regulatory Agency (ERERA). They will be responsible for the technical review of projects to be undertaken by ECOWAS. All these will ensure that best international corporate governance practices are entrenched at ECOWAS. It will also ensure that ECOWAS has access to the best expert resources available. This will be enhanced by the understanding reached between ECOWAS and Brazil at the first ECOWAS-Brazil summit held just before the commissioning. Brazil, which is a global leader in renewable energy, agreed to collaborate with ECOWAS on this area.
We agree to deepen our cooperation in the promotion of clean and sustainable energy. We undertake in particular to support the activities of the ECOWAS Center for Renewable Energy and to reinforce our cooperation in the area of biofuels and electricity.
ECOWAS is part of the comprehensive energy plan of ECOWAS for the region that includes WAP and ERERA. This is to ensure that West Africa can face up to its challenges with the overall objective of giving its population of over 262 million access to a better quality of life. This ties in with the Millennium Development Goals for West Africa. The target is providing at least half of the people with access to modern energy services using renewable energy and energy-efficient technologies and services.
We are all moving towards industrialization of our economies. We're all moving towards the greater production in our economies in ECOWAS. And we cannot do this without solving the critical energy problems that we have. There's hardly any country in West Africa free from energy deficiency, and we see it as we move around. And therefore, I am convinced that in the next decade, if we do not solve this problem, some countries will be in serious trouble. And therefore, the need is there for energy. And this center is to examine ways and means by which we can make energy not only available to states, but available at affordable and sustainable rates, so that they can also improve their economies and thereby improve the lives of their people.
From Praia, ECOWAS is providing new solutions to West Africa's power problems. Renewable energy is the future.
ECOWAS should look up to a massive growth, a massive penetration of renewables in our energy mix in the region. We're going to work with governments and member states to come up with policies that will promote the widespread deployment and development of these technologies in the region. And we're very confident that in the next 5 years, there will be results to show.